Welcome back, baseball family. In today's episode, we're going to talk minor league baseball, Korean baseball, and then we're going to give out our ridiculous awards of 2020 right here. 9+ Us presents the Baseball Together podcast with your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes. And now, Baseball Together. Baseball family, we're really glad you're here with us today. We hope you had an excellent Thanksgiving holiday for those of you who do that thing. Some of you do Friendsgiving, some of you don't do it at all. But either way, baseball persists, and that is why we are here. Brad is with me. Right, Brad?
Yes, I am. I am with you.
Thanks, man. We are going to talk about baseball tomorrow today, and we're very excited. First things first, minor league baseball has begun its massive and tectonic shifting. We all knew it was coming, but now we get to see what it's going to look like. Mountains are forming and valleys are falling, or whatever the analogy there is, and we get to see specifically in the mountainous region of the Midwest or the Mountain West, the Pioneer League is now going to be a partner league, right, Brad?
That's right. Yeah, and it was actually something I sent to you today because, I mean, we've talked about it before, our connection to the Orem Owls.
Yep.
And so they are directly affected by this. It's becoming what's called a partner league. And part of this massive shift that we've talked about is that these minor league affiliates are now are going to be independent. But
Yep.
It looks like Major League Baseball isn't just dropping these teams. They're not sending them out in the cold. I feel like the Pioneer League now, that, like I said, the partner league has probably gotten the best deal out of everybody here. Because they're going to be getting funding for the first year for electronic scouting equipment. They're going to figure out a plan to get those players from the partner league integrated into actual minor league baseball and with major league organizations, which I think is awesome. And it's all 8 teams from the Pioneer League.
Yep.
The only change that we're going to see is that the Orem Owls will no longer be the Orem Owls. They're moving, but that's been something that's been talked about for at least 4 years now.
At least, yeah. Have there been any announcements about where they're moving?
I saw something that said Northern Colorado, I believe, is where they're
Northern
headed.
Colorado. Okay.
Yeah, because before it was Pueblo, but
Yeah.
it sounded like the city backed out of that agreement. They decided not to. But what it is they play on a dry campus, so they can't sell alcohol, and that's really like the big money maker in minor league baseball.
Yeah.
So they want to go somewhere where they can do that, and it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes
does.
it easier to run the team when you're making money. So
Yeah. Right?
I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and they're going to the thing I like about this is that there is, like you said, this procedure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stepping stone. It's an olive branch, I guess, to say, we're not cutting you off completely. Maybe because of public outcry, maybe because it's bad form. I don't really know. Maybe there's no ethic involved at all. Maybe it's purely business. But either way, this is good optics. This is good for baseball. And we might, let's be careful not to be lulled to sleep by this olive branch as a public.
Right.
Because I can see this quickly becoming, okay, we do this for the contractually obligated 3 years or 4 years, whatever it ends up being, where they're getting to be a partner league, and then they just quietly fritter away, and nobody's making noise about it because they're going to do it one partner league at a time, and it becomes isolated in its geography. The fan base gets isolated, then the public outcry is isolated. Whereas what we've seen leading up to these decisions has been very, very public and very, very loud. So we're going to try and stay on top of it for you, but do your own research and figure out how this type of thing might be affecting in your area and your local baseball.
Yeah, for sure. And there's definitely, there's the New York Penn League is going to be what's called a prospect league. It's MLB draft league is what they're going to call it. And that actually is I would consider that lower than even the partner league, because the partner league to me feels like guys who are out of school, who didn't get drafted, who need a little bit more development before they go into a major league organization at some level.
Right.
So that's what that feels like. But a prospect league is, to me, I mean, I should probably look it up because it is a thing. This isn't something new that's being created with the New York Penn League.
No. This sounds a lot like what the Independent League has been for a long time, and It's just not what this is all is to me. This all sounds like rebranding. We're gonna call it something else because the rookie league, right? This partner league, it really just replacing rookie ball. That's all it is, and we all know what rookie ball is.
Yeah, and we've been talking about this for months too. That rookie ball is likely what's gonna go. The Appalachian League actually is advanced A, is high A, and that's gone too. That's gonna be a wood bat league, a collegiate wood bat league. And actually, I did a quick Google search, and Prospect League is actually the same thing.
College wood bat league.
Yeah, so you've got 2 new wood bat leagues. Prospect leagues, though, are like higher level. Like, if you want to go play wood bat league and you have a team that will take you on, like, that's fine. But Prospect League, from what I understand, is those are the guys who are like first, second, third rounders who are going. The competition is better.
Right, or you're no longer in college.
Yes. Yep.
That makes sense. This would be the stepping stone from like elite wood bat leagues, like elite adult rec bat leagues, or I mean, I say rec, but they're still competitive leagues. But
yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like this. It's like
you've got the Cape Cod. You've got the Cape Cod League, which is like one of the top of like the best of the best wood bat leagues. Okay. They are not considered prospect baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well. So the Savannah Bananas, then they're going to stay in this collegiate.
Yeah, they'll still be wood bat.
Yeah,
collegiate wood bat. Yeah,
yeah. That okay. Just
for sure.
Touching back on stuff that we've talked about in the past.
The Macon Bacon, the Portland Pickles.
Right.
I love those names. They're the best names. I love them. They're so fun.
Well, it does. So the question is, how much freedom does this afford these leagues that are getting some new autonomy now that they're not under the heel of Major League Baseball, as it were?
Well, I mean, they can do whatever they want. You see independent ball do kind of zany stuff. I mean, the St. Paul Saints had railroad tracks going through their outfield for years.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's not something you would ever see in an affiliated minor league baseball stadium.
No.
And I don't think you would ever see what the Savannah Bananas do with those all yellow uniforms. You see some zany stuff. I can't believe I just used the word zany, but you see some crazy stuff in minor league baseball, but you don't see all yellow uniforms
or
like you
kilts.
Did with yes, or kilts.
The Savannah Bananas played in kilts. They still do. I think they play a game every year in kilts.
Unreal. I can't imagine that.
It's unreal. They got the compression shorts on underneath, and it's like, oh man, that's it though.
Yeah, it's drafty.
And sliding. Oh man,
I wouldn't slide.
Reminds me of the quote from League of Their Own. Like, you expect me to squat behind the plate wearing that thing?
Yeah. Well, and then there's one where one of them slides. You see her leg all torn up. Like, that's my first thought with a kilt. Yeah, yuck. No way.
Yeah, but it's entertaining. Here we are. Neither of us have ever seen this in firsthand.
It's true.
We've never seen it in person.
That's true.
And we're talking about it. That's how exciting it is. That's how dynamic it is. So that's why I say, I wonder what sort of license these teams will take now that they're not under the oppressive thumb of this affiliated minor league system. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Now that Major League Baseball has lightened its influence on minor league baseball to some degree, maybe it won't be such an oppressive thumb. Maybe that's the reason that it is that minor league baseball was like, we have to follow these standards to make sure that we maintain affiliation with Major League Baseball. And now if I was the commissioner of minor league baseball, I'd be like, well, they can clearly just throw us to the wind anyway. Just do what you want. I don't care.
Yep.
As long as it brings in fans and brings in money, let's do it.
That's right.
That's what I would say.
That's what I would say too. Maintain the integrity of the game.
Right.
But
yeah.
Fan experience all the way around. Just like shake it up. So for those of you listening who may be decision makers in these board meetings, like, come on, man, let's do this. We need it. Call what's his face in the yellow tuxedo down in Savannah. He'll tell you what to do. Yep. It's good. So let's talk about the Reds. The Cincinnati Reds are looking to upgrade shortstop. And we talked about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, but Francisco Lindor, I think, was the focus of our conversation, but now it looks like
we're trying to find a landing spot for Lindor.
Yeah, but let's try and plug this hole in Cincinnati rather than find a landing spot for Lindor. Obviously, he's going to be on the list. There's no way to avoid that. But there's a lot of other names. Didi is the best option, or excuse me, the most surprising one. I can't believe they're going to let him leave. Philly. I can't believe they let him leave New York. Just being honest. So
No, I can't figure that out either. I can't figure that out with Philly. It's like all of a sudden Philly has no money.
right.
Like, I know the owner said, well, we took substantial losses because of the pandemic. Yeah, so did everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody took substantial losses because of the pandemic.
It does.
You cannot claim poor when other teams are like, we'll pony up the money.
Yeah. It does feel like in, I don't know, 60 or not 60 days. I'm talking like a year and a half. So the embezzlement lawsuit's going to come out or something like that. We're like, that's why they got rid of Didi. Oh, yeah.
Could be. But a couple interesting names that I saw in here were Marcus Semien, and Drelton Simmons, and also Trevor Story.
Trevor Story.
Some other guys that I saw were interesting on here. Brig, I want to know, who do you think is actually the best fit for this spot?
So,
who do you think would fit best in Cincinnati?
So culturally, I think that Andrelton Simmons is the best fit from just the limited cultural understanding I have of the Reds. And I say that because he has lots of personality and would not. He could go to Cincinnati and be whoever he wants to be. It wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that he's wanted to do that. He just needs the right, culture to fit into. So I think that culturally, I would love to see Simmons in this spot. That, to me, that would be the best fit. And all of these names they're all incredibly talented guys. You're not going to have a problem delivering on the investment with any of these guys. I mean, injury prevented, knock on wood. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like this is a great list. So I don't know. I think cultural is that the next thing is culture and lifestyle and things like that. And I think Simmons would have a lot of fun there.
Yeah, I think he would. Honestly, like I said a couple of years ago about the Reds, you've never seen a team have so much fun losing,
right?
As did the Reds a couple of years ago. And then this year they were better. They made the playoffs, and they were over 500 making the playoffs.
Yep.
And they maintained that tight clubhouse. But the guy who I think would actually be really good for them is Trevor Story.
Mm-hmm. He'd be my number 2. But go ahead, tell us why.
I feel like anywhere he might lack defensively, everybody around him will fill those holes because the Reds are a fantastic defensive team.
Yeah, that's true.
Pitching, defense, they are amazing. But what they need is a guy who can hit.
Yep.
And Trevor Story has had a 30-20 season where 30 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and it's like that's exactly what you need.
Yep.
You need a guy who can get up and clear the bases because those guys can get on, but they have trouble driving them in. They don't hit home runs, so that's not how they're going to get him in there. But he's a guy who has exactly what you need him to do.
Yeah.
So I think Trevor Story is the guy for them.
Oh.
I think he's the one who fills that spot perfectly.
I like that. Like I said, he'd have been my number 2 pick, and for exactly the reasons you've stated. So, yep, I dig it. I dig it a lot. What do you think will actually happen, though?
I think
it's too bad that's got to be a different question, right?
Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think Andrelton Simmons will come.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think he's a guy who demands way too much money. I don't think they're going to want to give up the assets that it's going to take to get Lindor. I don't think they're going to want to pay Didi Gregorius. Marcus Semien might be another guy. He's pretty good offensively. He's not Trevor Story, but he's like Trevor Story light.
He is Trevor Story light. Yep, I like that.
He's not super consistent, but he's good enough.
Yeah,
he's an upgrade from what they had, and he'll get the job done. He could be another guy who they could bring in, kind of on a budget, I would think.
You're right, man.
Relatively speaking,
that's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. All right, last topic before we jump into a break, our first break. I'm sporting my NC Dinos shirt tonight, man. Because
champions.
They won. They took the whole
thing.
They
did win
dude.
it.
They parked the ship in the harbor. It's amazing.
The Coast Guard cutter.
That's right. I'm so excited. I can't even. And then, so just when I thought I could not be more excited that we picked the championship team before they even started this whole thing, and with admittedly one of our very first introductions to Korean baseball, like truly way deeper than ever before. I mean that alone has been triumphant and awesome. But then when you see this trophy,
so I think the trophy is amazing. So it's keep in mind it's not the actual like Korean Series trophy.
No.
What this is this is a sword. Okay, so this trophy it's a giant sword. It is a
sword.
huge sword,
like
and it's amazing. And what it is, so I looked into this some. So NC Dinos, okay, the NC Dinos are owned by a video game company called NC Soft,
Right.
And NC Soft makes this game called Lineage, and that is like the main sword or like the big sword item from the game, and so they had that made and gave it to them as their trophy. It's like they got the Korean Series trophy. Like, okay,
thanks,
cool,
man.
boring. Let's put that aside. Let's get the sword out, fellas.
Oh my gosh! Oh, so excited they get, and you see their faces when they get to pull the sword out and they're hoisting it and it's in the air.
Everybody's holding it up in the air like He-Man.
Yes, I was like exactly
awesome.
like He-Man. I was like, wow, this is way more exciting than what did Rob Manfred call it? A piece of metal.
The piece of metal, yeah. Well,
such an idiot.
And the piece of metal itself, the Commissioner Trophy, is dangerous with those flags on top. But it's not like wielding a sword, a legendary video game sword. So cool.
I mean, man, that's pretty cool. Talk about what baseball might need to learn from the KBO, Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Got some room to make up. All right, baseball family, we're gonna take a league. Take a league. What? I just read that word, I guess. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back and talk about our ridiculous awards. That's right. We have our own awards show, and you're gonna get it right here when we come back.
No matter which ballpark you're at, you want to rep your team. Now you can with 9+ Us. Welcome to the Big City Series. With every design available in your team's colors, you can fit in with the home crowd or stand out on the road. Either way, we have the colors you crave. Shop the Big City Series and find designs that rep your favorite baseball podcast, cheer from the cheap seats, and much more. Shop the Big City Series only at 9plusus.com.
Welcome back, baseball family. So Brig mentioned that we are going to be giving out awards today. We figured it was enough time removed from the regular season that we had a chance to evaluate some things that we saw and give out what we're going to be calling our ridiculous awards. We each have 5 awards to give out. And Brig, let's go ahead and start with your first one. What's your first award?
Well, I mean, I feel like you put me in a box by saying regular season. So
okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead with the postseason as well. That's just fine.
Thank you, because I got some playoff stuff that happens here, and I'm going to start there. I'm going to lead with the best fan moment.
Okay.
The best fan moment of the entire 2020 MLB season was when Rob Manfred is speaking and delivering the trophy at the end of the World Series.
Piece of metal, as he refers to it.
And he get what? The piece of metal, yeah.
The piece of metal, as he refers to it.
And he gets booed mercilessly. That was the best fan moment of the whole 2020 experience. Way to go. I literally tipped my cap. You guys nailed it. Thank you.
They did. And like spur of the moment too. Who would have thought that they would have their wits about themselves at the end of the World Series to like, oh, that guy? Boo! Yeah, no, I thought that was awesome. That was fantastic. That's a great award.
Thanks,
great
man.
award.
That's
Very well done.
My best fan moment. All right, go ahead. What's one of yours?
Okay, so I was gonna save this one for a little bit later, but I'm going to piggyback on that a little bit, and I'm gonna go with my MIP, my most incompetent person.
Oh man.
Rob Manfred
yes!
wins most incompetent person.
Yeah,
with his handling of season, like from start to finish of this whole mess, of his handling of the negotiation of the season, saying something about like, oh, we're gonna start the season, then the owner's getting his ear. What's that? Oh, no, we're not sure. I'm being told we're not sure. that it's like, come on now. Figure it out. Learn public relations, for crying out loud, and learn how to negotiate. Don't just have the owners with their hands up your back going, talking for you. It's insane. And then all the way through to the end for not having a protocol specific for a player who has a positive test come back in the middle of a game or has an inconclusive test when the game starts. Let's leave it at that right there.
That's what I said. I said figure it out.
Like, I was so mad about that. I was like, okay, if this had happened in August, you could have known for the World Series, but you've got to know that it's going to happen at some point.
Yep, exactly.
You're going to have a test come back inconclusive, and you've got to have a procedure for it. You said that you had they had like 100 pages or something like that of procedures. You've got to have it. It's got to be in there. It seems like a no-brainer. Rob Manfred, most incompetent. Okay, Brig, what's your next award?
So my next award is going to go to the worst pitching. Yeah, I gotta go with a Razzie here, and I'm really sorry I have to do this, but it's astonishing. A combined ERA, team-wide, combined ERA of 6.04. Yikes. And that, I was doing some research, is one of the worst in 150 years of baseball.
Oh my God.
I was like, I can't.
That's so bad.
Should I rag on these guys? I don't know. And then I was like, whoa. Okay. And it was this year's Detroit Tigers pitching staff. And I was like, come on, guys. Wow. That's just so bad. And then I was sitting there thinking, like, well, yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Detroit all season long. Like, every year there's a handful of teams that crop up that get loud, right? For one reason or another, they make more noise, they get more press, whatever, something. It's a player, it's a moment, it's a commissioner being ridiculous, it's something. But it's I often fail to remember the teams that I don't remember, right? Because they're doing nothing, or they're so bad that they're trying to hide, and I just can't let that happen. I'm so sorry.
I think you're right. Trying to hide. Well, and I remember back when we talked about the season wrap up, we talked about how the Cardinals played one less game, and then I was trying to figure out who it was missed out on that game. It ended up being the Tigers. It's like, Tigers don't need to play another game. Just let them go. Let them go.
They'd end up with a 7.303 ERA if they played that other game. Something crazy.
Oh, that's so bad.
Worst pitching of 2020, Detroit. Just all of it. Just all of Detroit. Wow. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, okay, what's your next one?
All right, my next one is best camera angle.
Whoa!
So, I tried to watch as much baseball as I could this year because I wanted to get basically just binge watch baseball during the short amount of time that we had it.
Yeah.
And the first place I saw this was actually Seattle, which would make sense since I watch them pretty much every day.
Yep.
But they had these really cool angles where they took the NFL fly cam, it's over the field that they took from the XFL.
Yep.
They had that. They had a camera on a wire that was going down the third base line.
Right.
So so you could see out into right field, and what it would do is if there was a runner on third, they would pace the camera with the same speed as the runner, and you could get a good idea of how fast the guy was going, and B, you could watch the play unfold, especially if it was a ball to right field. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Watching the player run and then see the ball come in real time. It was so cool. And then the other one that they did, they implemented it a little bit later into the season. I think they were about a month in. They put a rolling camera on top of the first base dugout.
Right. Yeah.
So it was the same idea, but it was a lower angle. So you're down closer to the field and get a little bit different experience with that.
Yeah.
So the fly cam, the roll cam, those were awesome. Completely new to me for baseball, at least.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anybody's ever done that before. And it was a really cool experience, really cool viewing experience. Totally different than anything we've ever had before. I think it needs to stick around to some degree. I know that rolling camera won't stick around because of fans, but if that fly cam can stay around, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Really cool.
You and I talked offline about it a bunch of times, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Loved it.
All right.
All right, let's go one more each, and then we'll take a
That's
break.
what I was thinking. Okay. Because what, you have 2 left?
I have 3 left.
Do I have 3 left?
We each-
I don't know. All right, I'll go one more. Here's the deal. I'm going to go with most. Which one do I want? Let's go with most improved performance.
Okay.
And it's ridiculous. Don't worry, I'm staying on theme here. Francisco Herrera made the most improvement this season than anyone else.
Wow, that's a deep one. Explain yourself.
Okay. Well, most of you may know him as Chico the Clubby in LA.
Yeah. There you go.
And I just don't think we should let it die. When he threw out Chris Taylor on a tag up opportunity from first to second in an intra squad play, and this guy, his name is Francisco Herrera, Chico is what everybody calls him, gunned him down, and oh man,
from like the warning track.
From the warning track out in right center or left center.
Oh, he was in left field.
Yeah, it was out in left field. Yeah, and he and everyone was like, "What?" First of all, he made the catch. He threw a dart all the way, a freaking frozen rope all the way to second base, and beat Chris Taylor by a mile. And so I did a little bit more research. He hasn't played competitive ball since college. That has been over 10 years. And I was like, "What?"
At least they have an athletic clubby who can fill in.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I've seen some clubbies play. Not to say that I'm in the best athletic shape of my life right now, but I've seen firsthand some clubbies who I don't know if I've ever stepped foot on a baseball field in their lives.
Oh yeah.
So good on them for having a guy who can play, much less a guy who can gun down a big leaguer on a tag play.
Yeah. No, it was pretty exciting. I shouldn't let it go.
I did forget about Chico. Oh my gosh.
It was just amazing.
How could I do that?
It's one of the best stories of the whole
awesome.
season, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, tons of fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love
All
it.
right, one more from you.
Okay. My next one is I've got to give a social media award to whoever runs the Twitter account for the Cleveland Indians. Because they have the best social media team in baseball. Like, they're amazing. So this honestly is not something that's new to me. This is something that I've like loved for years.
Yeah.
Following teams on Twitter.
Right.
They didn't just suddenly get an intern in who was like hilarious. No, they've had like a team doing really well for a while. And just to like give you a few. First, you got October 19th after the Braves blew their 3-1 lead I believe to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
yeah, at that point it would have been.
I remember.
Yeah. The 3-1 support group meets on Tuesdays, Braves fans. And let's see here. Somebody said, what was it? Somebody said something about
the Yankees hosting this year or something like that.
Oh no, it was are the Warriors? Yeah, I'm sure the Warriors will be bringing
That's
snacks.
what it was.
And they responded, "It's our turn actually." And somebody said, "Thank goodness. What should I bring? Just your pain. We'll send over the agenda." Such great responses.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so good. Just they don't just leave the tweet and just like leave it. They actually respond with really great responses. Here's another one. This is actually from just last week, November 23rd.
Yeah.
Said reply and retweet this if you want a PS5. And there's like a whole string of people just like, "Oh my gosh, I would love a PS5." There's girls, "Oh my gosh, give me a PS5 because then I won't have to buy one for my boyfriend." And somebody says, "Please, I would love one so much." And they said, "Us too. Stinks that they're sold out." Such a troll tweet to get about. "Oh my gosh, the Indians are giving away a PS5." No, they're just wanting interaction. That's all.
Do you want one? Yeah, we do too.
And somebody said, Justin Lafferty said, note that this tweet does not indicate you can win a PS5. And they said, Justin, please, we just need the retweets.
Knock it off. Quit being practical.
So if you're looking for a good follow on Twitter, follow the Cleveland Indians. You will not regret it. Yeah, I've loved that account for years now, and it continues to be outstanding. So good and so funny.
That's great.
But anyways, let's go ahead and take one more break. When we get back, we're each going to give our last 2 ridiculous awards, and you will want to stick around for these, I promise you.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back with me. Root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Shop kids' baseball shirts at 9pluss.com.
All right, baseball family, welcome back. We're going to wrap this up with our final 2 awards each. Now, remember, these are ridiculous awards, and Brad is going to lead us off with whatever his ridiculous awards are. We're still laughing about everything else.
Okay,
we hope you are too.
All right, so my 4th one, and this is really no particular order. There's no ranking hierarchy here. But this is the 4th award I'm giving out today. It's the best or the biggest steal. We saw Mookie Betts stole and gave the nation free tacos, but I don't think that's the biggest steal that we saw this year. The biggest steal that we saw was the 2017 Houston Astros continuing to get away with it. They stole signs, they cheated, they won a World Series in 2017, and there was no punishment levied against any of those players. The piece of metal, as again we refer to by according to Rob Manfred, was not taken away because of the cheating scandal. There were no repercussions against any players because, as Rob Manfred said, the humiliation will be enough for them to deal with. And guess what? There wasn't any. There was none. The only punishment was Joe Kelly throwing a couple of baseballs at guys. That was it. He hit Alex Bregman, who, by the way, took it like a man. He did. Had some choice words for Carlos Correa, and then there was more words, the benches cleared, and then Joe Kelly, of all people, was suspended. But there were still no Astros players suspended for sign stealing in 2017 after everything came out, all the evidence. GM or Vice President of Baseball Operations, manager, fired, no punishment for players. Biggest steal of the season remains and probably will remain for the foreseeable future, the 2017 Houston Astros. Oh, thank you.
You deserve a round of applause, good sir.
Thank you.
That is a terrific award, and we might just go on carrying this banner forever. I just feel so personally affected by it. That's all. He said through clenched teeth. Well done. Yes, sir.
Hi, Brig.
And for our 2021 season steal of the century.
yes, exactly. That's gonna be a ridiculous award every single year. Biggest steal continues to be. The year is 2025. The biggest steal continues to be.
2025, the Baseball Together podcast brings you the ridiculous awards. Steal of the year, the 2017 Houston Astros.
That's exactly how it's going to be.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, Brig. What you got?
The 4th one I will bring up, again, like you said, I like that you said no particular order. That's how I feel. This one I feel really strongly about, though. This is the comeback player of 2020, Brad.
Okay.
The comeback player of 2020 is Giancarlo Stanton. Okay. because okay.
Yeah, go
Listen.
ahead. Tell me why.
This is his line through the regular season: 250, 387, and 500. in what is it? 23 games.
23 games. Jeez. I was gonna say it's
And
like
then-
he missed time, but that's only barely more than half the season, which is
Yeah.
relative. There are a lot of guys missed half the season this year.
Yeah, okay, fine.
But-
Take his side.
Well,
But
no,
he hit-
I'm just saying that it's not like you're not saying comeback player of the year. Sorry, go ahead and finish, and then I'll say what I was gonna say. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
No,
interrupted you.
don't say what you were going to say. Knock it off. No. In that 23-game period, doing what we pay him to do, the royal we, he hit 4 home runs, okay? Now, in the playoffs, though, he went 316, 381, and a 1.381 at the plate. In 5 games.
How many home runs did he hit, Brig?
4, Brad. He hit 4 home runs.
See, that's what I was gonna say. It's not that he went anywhere. A lot of guys missed as many games as he did. It's that he was just MIA on the field.
Oh, do you want to look at his fielding statistics?
He was there. He didn't miss an extended period of
sure.
time. He didn't miss the entire season to come back from. It's that he came back from being missing while he was
came
found.
he came back from being bad is what he did. He came back from almost violating his contractual obligation to be a member of the New York Yankees is what he did, Brad.
Yep. No,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Jeez.
Just kind of wandering around at Yankee Stadium, and then finally the postseason shows up. Oh, we're playing baseball? We decided to play baseball? Okay.
Do you think he was there at the stadium? I think he's with tanning salon or something. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe making sure them pointy eyebrows was just perfect before he
More
put on his
likely.
helmet, and you couldn't see it anyway.
More likely.
That reminds me of another Yankees player that did nothing but wander around and elusively, also with intense eyebrows. Okay, so let's talk about Jacoby Ellsbury for a minute. Maybe.
Yeah, that guy, man.
There you go. But
Yeah.
at least Giancarlo came back and hit 4 home runs in 5 games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I still don't know where to send Jacoby the Christmas card this year. I still have no idea.
I don't think the Yankees
I used to
either.
know. Yeah, they don't know where he is.
Oh, that's funny. That's
Okay,
a good one,
there you
Brig. I
go.
like that.
What's
That's a good award.
Thanks, man. All right. Do you want to go first? Do you want to take your last one, or do you
Okay,
want me to?
I will
What do you want?
I will take my last one. Make sure I'm getting the right one here. Okay, here we go. This is the best celebration. Okay. This is the
All
best
right.
celebration I saw all season, and it was Mookie Betts' borderline pornographic celebration during the World Series. And every time, for some reason, Fox had to show it when he stood on second base. And I'm not going to do it because this is a family show.
Family show.
But they always showed it, and then going into a break, they would continue to show it again and again and again in slow motion. And I was just like, my son is sitting here with me. The only time I have ever seen that motion was A, at a high school dance, and B, in a rap video. And the reason I saw it at a high school dance is because it was all over rap videos. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's for cable TV, not network TV.
It's cable TV only.
But on the other hand, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious, and I looked forward to it every time he was on base because I knew I was going to have to see it and just laugh every single time.
Well,
so
it happened
funny.
a lot, so that wasn't even
It
a
did
problem.
happen a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but no, it was so funny though. By far the best celebration I'd seen all season. There was
Yeah.
the Bellinger where he dislocated his shoulder, which was funny, but it was no Mookie Betts. So
Yeah, you're right. Yep. That's a good one, man.
thanks.
That's a really Pornographic. Well, you know what sells in this country. You know.
It does. Yeah,
it just
True.
does.
It's true. And, I'm
So-
surprised that the ratings were not better during the World Series because of that. You would think that,
Right.
correlation
And-
lead to causation, but I don't know. I guess not. I guess not this time.
And then, stop it. This is a family-friendly show, Brad. You can't think that hard. Look at you.
Yeah.
Getting all
I'm gonna hurt my
high-minded
head
on us.
thinking.
What was that? Friggin' Marcus Aurelius? Go away. No, just kidding. All right.
All right, Brig. What's your last one here?
My last one, I'm calling it the Piñata Award.
Okay.
It's
Who's the
bad.
pinata this year?
So, we're in Oakland. Imagine you're in Oakland. You're in the Coliseum, and you're on the third base line, and you're just beyond third base, and there's no net anymore, or ever. There probably has never been one there. There's no net there,
Yeah.
and Ketel Marte hits a foul ball, that pretty intense one actually, and here it comes floating into your seat. You're a handful of rows back. You're not paying attention. And then you remember you're a teddy bear, and it's okay, and you get cracked in the face. Just sitting there, unable to defend yourself. That was my number 5. It's the teddy, and we got to show a video of this, right? Do you have the video up? I'll send it to you if you don't.
Yeah, I'll get it on there. Yeah, you don't realize the punishment that fans can take until you see an inanimate object take it for you.
That's right.
Like the teddy bear, there were several signs. There's somebody's cardboard cutout in L.A. At Dodger Stadium that was decapitated multiple times because it kept getting hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that could happen to you if you don't get out of the way or pay attention.
Or if Major League Baseball doesn't extend the nets.
Yes.
Which we've been saying for a long time now. # extend the nets. But listen, this teddy bear's never been the same, I promise.
Oh,
it's a
no.
life-size teddy bear. It's a full-size teddy bear. Literally, this thing is huge. And if you want to know why you should pay attention at a ball field, it's a pretty good example.
How about this? We have a couple life-size teddy bears at our house. Who
are you one of them,
4-year-old.
Brad? Just honest.
No, I didn't.
Right.
I guess they could be considered life-size teddy bears. So that means we have 3. but the punishment those things take from our 4-year-old, I can't imagine what a line drive would do to it, because I've seen what she can do to him. A line drive, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get it up there so you can see. But
for those of you wondering, the teddy bear's fine. Everything's fine, but it's really important. Anyway, that's
the Piñata Award.
The Piñata Award. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. That's fantastic. Well, baseball family, let us know some of the ridiculous awards that you would like to hand out this season. You can send us an email through our mailbag. Let us know. Or you can just tweet at us at baseball, the number 2 together. I almost said the letter 2. Today's show is brought to you by the letter 2. Tweet at us at baseball, the number 2 together, or message us on Facebook with the VIP group, whatever you want to do. That's cool. Send us some of your ridiculous awards. We'd like to actually share them on the podcast. I think that'd be a really cool thing that we could do. And we'll give you a shout out, let everybody know whose award that was. So send us your ridiculous awards.
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't forget to jump on the shop at 9plusus.com. Again, I'm wearing my NC Dinos Baseball Together shirt. It says this is Kachiyagu Hey, which is baseball together in Korean, and we've got the Romanized lettering for those of us who speak English and need the pronunciation, and then we've got the Korean script as well in the team's colors. So we're very excited to bring this to you, and more excited about the NC Dinos and celebrating that victory. Brad's first championship season ever.
It feels good.
So
I'll tell you, it feels good. It feels good to be a champion.
I'm glad for you. I really am.
I think I got the fever. I'm going to have higher expectations for the Mariners going forward.
Yep.
So
And you'll follow those pinstripes all the way across the country. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's easy. It happens to the best of us. But baseball family, for real, don't forget to jump on the shop. 9plusus.com. It's NINEPLUSUS.com. 9plusus.com. We've got hats, hoodies, shirts, all kinds of stuff, kids stuff, stickers, wall art, you name it, it's there. And it's all baseball-themed apparel for the baseball fan of your life, especially right now leading up to the Christmas season. If you order by December 10th, you will have the opportunity to present that gift to someone under the tree, if that is your bag. So that is the
Very
deadline,
nice.
December 10th.
also a Christmas-themed shirt.
Also, we have a Christmas-themed shirt.
We
Our
do.
very
We had our
first,
Yep.
brought to you by Blackjack Brad himself.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, I did design it. I had a lot of fun doing it. You can see it on the shop. You can search Jingle or Jingle Balls. Yes, you
We
heard
call
that
it
right.
Jingle Balls. That's right.
Yep, we do. Yeah. That's right. But baseball family, don't forget to jump on baseballtogether.com. You can watch the podcast. You can listen to the podcast. You can drop an email into our mailbag. We like questions, comments, concerns, snide remarks, whatever you want to send our way. We will give you a shout out on the podcast, acknowledging your contribution to the show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Let us know what you think about the things that we do. Got a frog in my throat. But you can also subscribe and like on YouTube as well. And baseball family, we had a lot of fun with Ridiculous Awards, and we will catch you next week.